Okay, so yesterday I saw something very interesting on Threads. Somebody was trying to sell their F30 328i for 10,000. There's no hidden catch. He just upfront declared this car kena flooded. Then owner went to start the engine after the flood. So engine now condemned. He doesn't want to repair the car. He's just selling as is for 10,000 ringgit. So somebody asked me, hey, is this car worth getting? Well, I don't know, but these are the metrics which I would evaluate before deciding. Now, of course, the best solution is if you're looking to get an F30, get one that is working. You need to be a special sort of backside itchy in order to take on this project. But I know there are some of you who like to look at this and say, challenge accepted. I want to do this. I want to build this back up. So 10,000 ringgit as a starting price, I think is not bad. It's a decent price because from the looks of it from the outside, the car still looks in decent shape. The big question is, whether did water get into the interior of the cabin, which if it did, high likelihood it did. I would say at a minimum, the floor carpet, I'm not talking about floor mats, I'm talking about floor carpet, the carpet that is fixed to the car, that's going to need to be removed for at the very least a thorough deep clean. If you're lucky, maybe the seats can be retained, the dashboard can be retained. But floor carpet, I would say definitely needs to go. And what you want to check is, are the electronics still working? Are there any major faults with the electronic system? Because if, let's say, like you worked out all the math and you find that, hey, this car worth going for, the remedy that I would prescribe for this car is nothing less than a complete half-cut transplant. Means that instead of you source part by part, you go to a chop shop, you find a complete donor car, ideally with interior parts, and everything you just throw over. Then whatever parts that are left over, either is it from the current car or the donor car, there's extra that's still usable, then you can resell them to recoup back a bit of your cost. But that being said, I will want to ensure that the overall cost of transplanting and restoring everything, right, to be no more than 20 or 25,000, max or so below 30 lah. Because anything more than that, right, you really are better off buying a fully working and intact 328i. Unless you so happen to get yourselves a rare half cut like a 335i or 340i and you transplant over, oh yeah, then that one makes sense. But also do be warned, if let's say like for this car, this is a pre-facelift car, if you get a facelift F30 and you transplant over, the suspension parts are not compatible. And I believe you definitely need to do a full wiring change, right? The wiring between facelift and pre-facelift F30 is completely different. And this is something somebody once told me before. I'm not sure if it's applicable to the F30, but for the F10, the BMW F10 went through 5 or 6 wiring configuration changes throughout its lifetime. So it is very possible that when you're looking at F10s, different model years have different wiring architecture. So the same rule may or may not apply with the F30. So that is why I recommend a full half-cut transplant, because whatever it is, worst come to worst, to eliminate all the headache, you just transplant everything. And I mean everything, full, complete surgery. Take everything from the donor car and plug it into this one, jalan. So that is the way I would address this project. And that means that if you go into this car, you really are buying it just for the frame. And anything else, once you take out, you find that it's usable, then okay, you can sell to get a bit of money back. As a matter of fact, any flooded cars, that is the best and most complete way to repair. Because let me tell you this, flooded car is not the end of the world one. Yes, your electronics will be fried, your interior destroyed, but you strip all that out, right? You clean the bodywork, the metal shell is still intact. So if you have a donor car that is working, a half cut from Japan, you pasang everything over, you have got a working car. But of course, with the caveat that whoever that is doing the transplant for you knows their stuff. And for BMWs, when you're doing a different engine family transplant, if let's say the car is originally an N20 engine and you transplant a B48 engine over, you have to do basically ground up change. Means that basically you will be rebuilding the car from kosong. In fact, I'll give you another example. Come back to BMW, the F10 5 Series. Did you know that F10 5 Series, facelift and pre-facelift, their floor pan is different. Even the floor mats, they don't exactly fit. The seat railings are different. So you cannot take facelift F10 seats and put into a pre-facelift car. You can't. They don't fit. Let me know in the comment section below. Are there any brave souls out there watching this video? Do you feel challenge accepted, willing to take on this project of giving life back to this flood condemned F30-328i? The only feasible way I see it is you must be ready, you must be very committed to this project. You must be ready that, okay, before I buy this car, you also need to find a complete half cut from a working donor car, transplant over. That is the cleanest way to address this project. If you are so unfortunate in the future, if you face a flooded car, remember the best way to do it is a full transplant of engine, gearbox, wiring, everything. Everything. So as always, if you need any form of personalized car buying, car selling advice, do try out my 3 AIs. Links are in the description section below. All this is downloading my 15 years experience reviewing cars and my opinions, my biases, my views, all that. So it's basically like an AI that functions as if as I am there chatting with you. So it's not meant to be an ultimate guide per se, but it's meant for me to share my opinions to more of you more freely. And of course, if you are looking to sell your car and you want to try to get back at least 85 to 90% of your car's market value, but you don't have the time to do it yourself, you can fill in the form in the description section below and my team will be in touch to assist you. All right. So until my next video, take care, stay safe, see you soon.